What's going on? What's happening, fellas? It's your boy KD. Let's get right into the video, man. So today is another very important topic for you guys. This video was actually requested by a guy who's been, supporting me since I've, first got on YouTube about a month ago. Very loyal subscriber. Sends me a lot of DMs as far as feedback on Instagram, and he wanted to know what's the best way to get rid of depression. All right, so I'm going to tell you guys this first and foremost. Okay, let's talk about depression just for a quick second. Now, unless you've been through a very traumatic experience like a death in the family or something of that nature, very traumatic, very heartbreaking, I want you to look at depression a certain way. I'm going to be honest, man. You go through a death in the family, or something related in that matter, it's very heartbreaking, man. And you will, more times than not, go through a slight bit of depression and worry. It's heartbreaking. So I would never judge anybody for feeling depressed in that type of situation. Now, I'm all about getting out of that state, and, becoming better again, getting your mood, getting your mind state better. But like I said, if you've been through something like that, that's a little bit different. But what I'm going to help you guys out with today is I want you to change the way you look at depression, okay? Depression is not a disease, all right? As much as society and people try to tell you that depression is a disease and you can't do anything about it and it's just so bad and, you don't really have control over it, because I'm going to tell you, you do. But it's going to really depend on how you actually look at depression. I don't want you to look at depression as a disease. I want you to look at depression as a sign, all right? A sign from the Almighty above. And this is the sign. Usually when you go through a state of depression, it is because there is something in your life that's out of order or is not right. Just like if you have a death in the family, that's something that's out of order. It's not right. Now, like I said, unless it's that type of situation, I want you to really look at depression as a sign. And this is a sign that you need to fix something or you need to change something in your life. First thing you have to do, you have to look at depression and say, okay, I'm depressed right now, or I feel depressed right now. There is something in my life that is out of order and that I need to fix. All right, there's something in my life that's not going the way I want it to go. Obviously, that's why I feel depressed right now. So you need to look at it first as a sign. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to take that sign and you need to find out what exactly in your life is out of order. It may be your health. It may be your career and your finances. It may be something to do with your relationships, whether it's with your partner or your children or your family or anything of that nature. But the next thing you need to do, fellas, is you need to find the problem and diagnose the problem. Find out what's not going right, because it's something. People don't just wake up in the morning and just say, oh, I'm depressed. Even if you wake up and you randomly get that feeling, trust me, there is something in your life that is out of order. All right. Now, I'm going to be honest. I've never been a big fan of saying that I'm depressed or telling people that they may be depressed. To be honest, I don't even think depression is a thing, it's a real thing. And when I say I don't think it's a real thing, meaning I don't think it's a disease, okay, like something clinical. I just believe that unless, like I said, there is something traumatic that happened in your life, like I use a death in the family as a real clear example, because that's probably the worst thing that a human being can go through. Other than that, it means that something in your life is out of order. Maybe you're not at in the shape you need to be in. Maybe you're overweight and it's causing health concerns or health problems. Maybe your job, maybe you're not in the right job. Maybe you're not doing the right thing. Maybe you're not making enough money. Now it's causing financial issues. Maybe you have some issues with your significant other or your children or your family. Now it's causing relationship issues. So you got to find out exactly what it is. Now, here's the next step. After you find out what the problem is, what I need you to do, the first thing I need you to do, see, life is like chess, all right? And you always got to find out what's the next best move so you can escalate the game and obviously win the game. This game we call life. I always say life is like a video game, all right? You're going to go through ups and downs. You're going to go through challenges. But the point of life, just as a video game, is for you to come out on top, because that's what you want when you play a video game, right? You're going to have to fight the bosses. You're going to lose. You're going to lose power. You're going to lose weapons. You're going to lose resources. But the object of the game at the end is to win the game. Just like life, we want to win at life. We want to become top tier men. We want to be successful. All right, we want to be the best versions of ourselves, and we want to live a fulfilled life. So like I said, after you find the problem, fix the problem. Find out what needs to be done. Because trust me, there is something that needs to be done, and there is something that can be done. Every time you go through depression, or every time you feel depressed, what that means, again, fellas, there is something in your life that is out of order. And once you find out what that thing is, the next step is to fix it. The next best step is to fix it. Come up with a plan to fix it. All right. Let's say it is your health. And let's say you are out of shape or you're overweight. We already know the first thing you need to do. I talk about this all the time. Get in the gym. Start eating healthy. Start taking care of your body. Find out what vitamins that you need. Go get your blood work done, especially for the guys. Go get your blood work done. Go get your testosterone levels checked. All that stuff plays a big part into how you're going to feel health-wise. So if health is a concern, if health is an issue, if you're depressed because every time you look in the mirror, you know you're not the best version of yourself, that means you need to start working on solutions. Now, this is the big thing. Once you find this stuff out and once you get to that point, you're like, okay, I've understood that depression is not a disease, it's a sign. And I found out what the problem was. And also I've came up with a solution to fix that problem. Now we have to keep the depression off. All right. And this is how you keep depression away. Once you start working on yourself and once you start feeling better, if you don't keep up with that, the depression is going to come back. That feeling of I'm not doing anything on my life, or I don't know where to go, or I don't know what the next step is going to come back if you don't do it exactly what I'm about to tell you to do. So how you keep depression off? Let me give you an example. You ever been feeling like, you know, like you broke, you ain't got money, and you know, you got all these problems, you got all these bills, and then let's say it's around tax season time and you get your refund check and you look at your phone and you see that direct deposit. Tell me how you feel, all right, when that happens. Tell me how you guys have felt when that happens. And this is just an easy example because it's tax season right now. It's an easy example for everybody to understand, all right? When you get that big check, when you get that big refund check and you see those green numbers in your bank account, you automatically feel better. All right, now it may not fix all your problems, but I guarantee you your state of mind, your mood is already better. It's already elevated. And you want me to tell you why? Because you got to win. You got a win. And I know it's just a check, it's just money, but that was a win. You've accomplished something. You got the money you wanted. You got a feeling of achievement. This is how you keep depression off. You got to stack up the wins. All right. So I'll give you an example back to health and fitness. Let's say you've been feeling depressed because you're out of shape. You're overweight. What you need to do, once again, notice it's a sign. The depression is just a sign that something's not right. All right. Find out what's not right. Find out the problem and then come up with a solution. And once you come up with the solution, keep stacking wins. For the gym, for example, keep stacking wins. Keep waking up early every morning and getting to the gym. Keep eating healthy meals. Keep progressing. Keep exercising. Keep learning more about your body. And when you keep stacking these wins, depression can't catch you. Depression can't get close to you because you're stacking wins. There is nobody that is continuously winning that is depressed. Now, I know people say rich people, you know, some rich people are depressed and stuff. That's because sometimes some rich people, they stop stacking their wins and they lose their purpose and they lose their way. You know, most rich people are very, very happy, bro. Trust me, they're living a life. You know, but there are a select few, a small contingent that will go through state of depression because they've accomplished so much that they don't know what's next. They're not continuously stacking wins. It is hard for somebody who's on their grind, on the come up. You know, like, you know, you got the bottom where you're not really doing anything at all. And then you got the top to where you've accomplished everything you need. When you're on that uprise, it's hard for depression to catch you because you're moving. You got speed, you got consistency. And that's how you need to keep depression off you. You got to keep stacking wins. So when you start fixing this problem, whatever problem that you have that's giving you these feelings of depression, when you start winning, you got to keep stacking wins. And you're going to stack so many wins over time that you're just going to have this different state of mind and you're going to become almost like bulletproof to depression. Depression can't catch you if you're continuously stacking wins. Because after you continuously stack these wins, you're going to get a lot of confidence about yourself. And you're going to fully understand what depression is. Even when you get on top, like I said, you're still going to go through states of depression. But you can easily fix this if you understand why you're going through the depression. You got to be aware. Okay, you got to have some self-awareness and understand, where is this feeling coming from? Okay, what in my life is not going right? And once you find these areas, like I said, go ahead and start tackling them. Find out the solution and start stacking wins after you find out the solution. All right, fellas, because I'm going to be honest, man, life as a man, it is very, very difficult, very, very hard, very, very challenging, especially when you're trying to be a top tier man and become the best version of yourself. I don't think life is real hard for people who are not trying to accomplish anything. Yeah, life may suck. It may suck, but I don't think it's hard because you don't really have to do much. You wake up when you want to. You get to play video games whenever you want to. You get to watch Netflix, eat junk food, fool around, chase girls. That ain't hard. It may suck, but it ain't hard. But when you're trying to be a top tier man and you're trying to be the best version of yourself and you're chasing excellence, life can get very stressful. But stress is good, fellas. Stress is the best thing that a man can have, because what that stress is going to do is going to keep you awake at night. It's going to keep you driven. Stress keeps you focused, even though it's an uncomfortable feeling. But stress, I want you to use stress as a tool, as a driver, all right? Like, if you're not stressed, that means you don't have anything going on in life. You got to understand that a lot of guys run from stress and they always trying to find a nice, smooth, comfortable life. And usually when that happens is when you stop chasing your goals and your purpose. So it's okay to go through stress. It's okay to be stressed sometimes, because if you're stressed, that means you got something going on. And if you don't, that means you care about the fact that you don't have something going on. It's some guys that don't deal with any stress at all and their life sucks. And it won't get better because they're afraid of stress. They're afraid of dealing with real life issues. But if you're a real man and you want to really improve your life, you're going to go through stress. You're going to go through states of depression, especially if you know deep inside that you should be doing more than you're doing. All right. So I'm not one of these guys that's going to say, if you're depressed, you're lame, or you're weak and stuff like that. I'm telling you, I'm going to give you the solution to get rid of these feelings of depression. All right, because I'm human too. I've had feelings of depression before. And what I had to do is I had to find out what the issue was. Find out what was causing me to be depressed. Because it doesn't just come out of nowhere. Sometimes it may hit you out of nowhere, but it's not for it's for a reason, basically. It is for a reason. There is something in your life that is not in order. And if you're man enough to face those things, you can get out of depression and you don't have to sit around moping under a dark cloud when you have the full capability as a man to fix it. All right, fellas. So I appreciate you guys for watching today. I hope this helps a lot, because, I've been seeing all this mental health stuff going on. And, I understand mental health, it is a thing, but there needs to be solutions. It's not just good saying, I'm depressed and somebody feel bad for me and I'm a victim and, woe is me and this is how I feel. No, fellas, we don't have time for that. The world is very competitive. It is very, very competitive. And I'm going to be honest, you don't have time to be depressed. You don't have time to sit around moping about your problems. You don't have time to be depressed. There are men that are in your field that want to do what you want to do, that want to accomplish the same thing you want to accomplish, and they're not sitting around moping, and they go through the same feelings you do. They're human as well. But there's some guys who look at depression as a sign that says, okay, what do I need to fix? And there's some guys who look at depression as a quote-unquote disease, and they feel like they're struck by bad luck, or there's nothing they can do about it, or they have no control. All right? Remember, like I said, life is very competitive. So there are things I'm sure you want to accomplish in life. You don't have time to sit around and be depressed. It may hit you one day, but you don't have time to dwell in it. All right, to just sit there in that state of depression without coming up with a solution to get out of it. All right, fellas. So I hope you guys took notes today. This is real stuff. All right, I want to help you fellas out in all areas in life to be a top tier man. All right, and ultimately live a life of fulfillment. Doing what you want to do, going where you want to go. doing things with the people you want to do it with, when you want to do it, where you want to do it, and not having to worry about the check. All right, fellas, it's your boy KD. Thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't liked the video yet, go ahead and hit that like button. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the feedback. It's your boy KD. We out of here, baby.